你们好，我是张胜兰。
我是甜甜 and my English name is Christian Ballantyne.
我们今天要讲的是普通话的声调。We're going to learn about the tones in 普通话 Mandarin Chinese. There are 5 short videos for this online module, and this is the first one. It's about 10 minutes long. In this video, we're going to learn about tones in general, the importance of using accurate tones, the 4 tones, and some tone recognition practice. The Chinese language is called 中文. The writing system of Chinese is logographic. That is, it uses symbols to represent a complete word or morpheme. One character generally represents one syllable of spoken Chinese and may be a word on its own or a part of a polysyllabic word. Since Chinese is logographic, we have to memorize how to write each character, how to say each character, and the meaning of each character. In speaking, we use pinyin to help us learn how to say the characters. Pinyin literally translates to spell sounds, and it is the official system to transcribe Chinese characters into the Roman alphabet to teach Mandarin Chinese. We also use pinyin to find the characters when we type on the computer or a pad or a cell phone. Tones. Tones are part of how to say each character in Chinese language. This module provides a comprehensive overview of tones and introduces how to learn tones in Mandarin Chinese.
You might be wondering what Mandarin Chinese is. Mandarin is also known as 普通话. It's also called Standard Chinese, Modern Standard Mandarin, or simply Mandarin. It is a standard variety of Chinese, the sole official language of China, a national language of Taiwan, and one of the 4 official languages of Singapore. Its pronunciation is based on the Beijing dialect. Like other varieties of Chinese, Standard Chinese is a tonal language.
Tones are very important. The same pinyin with different tones can have different meanings, and they represent different characters as well. For example, 飞机, this bisyllable word, if it has both first tones, it means airplane, an airplane. 飞机, if it has second and first, it's 肥鸡, fat chicken. And if it is third and fourth, it is the small island in the ocean. Another example, 菜单, this bisyllable word, if it is pronounced as 菜单, it means menu. If it has the tones of the third tone and the fourth tone, it means painted eggs. One more example, 睡觉, if it is 睡觉, both fourth tones, it means to sleep. If it is 水饺, 2 third tones, it means dumplings. So when you go to a restaurant, can you say to a waiter or a waitress, may I order 睡觉? No, it should be, may I order 水饺, right? There are 4 tones in Mandarin Chinese plus a neutral one. In this video, we'll mainly focus on the 4 tones. In the next video, we'll focus on the neutral tone. Tones are differentiated by their pitch height and contour. Pitch height is low or high. Contour is rising, falling, or dipping. So we'll use pitch contours to explain the 4 tones. A pitch contour means that a tone shifts its pitch from one pitch to another over the course of one syllable. Each of us has our highest pitch and lowest pitch. Before learning the 4 tones, let's find out what your highest pitch and lowest pitch are. My highest pitch is and my lowest pitch is So the first tone is a high level tone. It remains at approximately an even pitch. So I will say ma. So I'm almost at my highest pitch. Did you hear that? Ma. The second tone is a rising tone. Ma, ma, from the middle to the high pitch. Ma. The third tone is realized as a low falling tone in most contextualized speech, but also can occur as a low dipping tone in isolation or at the end of a phrase. Ma. So the third tone descends and then returns. It's a dipping or falling rising tone. Ma. So I went down to my lowest pitch and then rose a little bit. However, when the third tone is followed by another syllable, it does not rise. For example, 马上. 马上 means immediately. So 马 is followed by 上. So 马 doesn't rise in this case. 马上. Okay, the fourth tone. The fourth tone is a falling tone. It descends from very high to very low. Ma. Ma.
Here are a couple images that display real tone contours produced by two native speakers. Notice how they still follow a general pattern of tones, but each varies a little bit depending on the speaker. No matter how messy they look, they still have similar pitches and contours relative to each other.
If you're an English speaker, you might be wondering, is there anything in English similar to the four tones in Chinese? Well, let's ask Tian Tian. Tian Tian, can you explain that? Do you know?
Yes, there is. For example, when we're expressing uncertainty or hesitation, we sometimes say, well, this is similar to the first tone in Chinese. Ma. We have certain one-word questions such as yeah, okay, all right. These are similar to the Chinese second tone. Ma. When we express doubt or disagreement, well, this is similar to the Chinese third tone. Ma. And certain exclamations and affirmations such as yes, good, sure. These are similar to the fourth tone in Chinese. Ma.
Now let's practice a little bit. Can you say the four tones using ba after you hear Tian Tian say it?
Ba. 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 Ba.
Can you say ba by itself and then say ba wo after me? Pay attention to when the third tone rises and when it does not rise. Ba. This is by itself. Ba wo.
So how do you know where to put the tones in a pinyin word? In general, the purpose for pinyin and writing tones is to help Chinese language students learn Chinese. We can follow a general rule for marking tones. Put the tone mark on a vowel in the order of a, o, i, u, ü. Check out the 5 examples below and pay attention to the tone placement.
Let's practice. So for number 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to say one tone for each twice. So after you hear me say twice of this tone, and then you can pause and come back to check out the answer. Number 1, 同, 同. Number 2, 问, 问. Number 3, 雪, 雪. Number 4, 区, 区. And then for number 4 and 5, because they are multisyllabic words, you can write down the tones on a piece of paper and then come back to check the answer. Number 4, 牛仔裤, 牛仔裤. Number 5, 香蕉皮, 香蕉皮.